So what I'm going to show you today is the painting part of the tubes. Now I painted most of the tubes that we did, or all of them, yesterday, and I started some other tubes and I painted those. But let me make some more real quick. So I noticed I was using another lens that it's really hard to see everything, so maybe this lens will be better. So right now what I'm going to do is roll a few of these tubes, not all of them. So here we go, maybe you have a better view. Again, I use Elmer's extra strong formula glue. It's my go-to glue for a lot of things. Okay. And these are my paints that I use. I like to get all the primary colors and blend whatever colors I want, but this is the apple barrel blue. Oops, green. And I like to use a ton of white because you can lighten up a lot of things and make pale blue, pink, light green. You get the gist. And I like to use a lot of black too to deepen colors, and brown. I like the natural brown, although I haven't been making too many natural looking ones. I like to make everything kind of look like it's wicker rattan, but anyways, there's a lot of videos out there that you can explore on how to make baskets way better than me. They are beautiful baskets out there, but I just do what I can do to my abilities, and you know, I'll get better as I go along, I hope. And I hope you do too as well. So what I've done is I have a recycled yogurt container that my mother had given me that she thought would be really good for me to blend my colors and paint. So what I did is I tried to make a brown out of, it was a chocolate brown. I really didn't care for that color brown, so I blended it with a little black, a little white, and then I even used blue in it. And then I put a tiny bit of little water in it to make it go further. And then I'm using a brush that I don't mind. See how badly that looks. but something I don't mind messing up, and so I use it. And then I use a plastic container. I put it all in because there's going to be drips. You see all that? Look at that. I think that's kind of neat. All the different colors I've used. And I just put it in here, and here's a couple of them that I have dried. And whenever I finish painting and drying them, I put them in this container. And all of these are from projects past that I've done. I like to make my mom and dad some baskets, and like I've mentioned before, different holidays, keep it fresh and new. Let's see what I'm doing here is I'm painting it. Can I put it here and paint it? And it takes a lot of time. It's a process. But I do this while I have downtime, sitting on the sofa watching television, the news, or a show, television show. I'll put this in my lap and do this and set it aside and let it dry. And I'll just sit there and roll on my book. And there you have it. So I come up with all kinds of different colors, so it takes a lot of time to do, so it's very therapeutic for me to do it. The camera went off. I don't quite know why. The battery should be full. But anyways, moving on. I like to use decoupage to put on this to make it harden it. Mod Podge, I'm sorry. Decoupage is something that I do like to do. And I might show you how I do that later. It's another thing I had gotten into. Here's one of my first ones whenever I rolled the tubes larger. And I just made this kind of my arts and craft basket. It sits beside me every day, beside my sofa. And I put a little styrofoam in there, and this is where, when I'm not using this, I just stab it in there, my scissors, and then I'll put my glue right there so everything's handy beside me. And then what I like to do is I make different shapes. I have this large bowl that I bought it to do some decoupage on it, but I like to put things in it just to get it out of the way, craft things, because I do have a lot of clutter, and I try to keep the clutter aside and, you know, did a little spring cleaning so our kitchen would look like a kitchen. But this is one of the baskets that I do, and I mentioned before how I like to scavenge for seashells with my grandchildren, my daughters, my husband. We don't do that enough here in Florida, and it's really hard to find the shells because we do have a lot of tourists here. Being with the coronavirus thing going on, they've closed most of the beaches, so we're thinking maybe, well, they did just open it up a little bit for us locals, but we might have more shells out there. I don't know if we had time enough for the shells to be washed up on the shore or not. But anyways, I like to put seashells in my baskets for displaying. I see them in the condos a lot whenever I took photographs of them sitting on the table. They would have baskets with seashells that they would find on the beach, and I thought that was really neat. So that's why I like to make the bigger ones. And then if you don't have so much space, here's another one that I got that is sort of a different color, but you see all the color schemes. My mother-in-law had mentioned that she wanted a bread basket, but she wanted a small one, and I think this one was rather big, and it didn't quite turn out the way I thought she might like it. She might not want one of my recycled baskets for bread, but I don't know. I had her in mind, but I ended up, I'm keeping this one. I'm going to see what it is she wants or she doesn't want. I don't know. I'm going to try to get her a bread basket once she's moved back in her home. And it's been well over a year, but she's still not back in her home from all the damages from Hurricane Michael. They're still trying to finish it up, and she's not there yet. but she'll get there. She'll get there. So anyway, this is red, and I used a bowl, much like this bowl, and I made a little dome, and I made a bottom to it, and then I can put little bread and snacks like this on it, and then I can cover it up. And this is an extra knob that I use. I changed out the hardware on my cabinets in the kitchen, and so this was extra. It was a little messed up, it wouldn't screw on right, so I didn't order an extra one. And then I put some E6000 on it to keep it, the handle on, and it does quite well. I like it. So this really stays in my kitchen. It's kind of the colors scheme I'm trying to go for. I don't know if my husband likes it or not, but I do, and I like a little color pop because we got a lot of pale yellow and blues in the house, so I need a color that popped. So anyways, that's enough of how to paint. That's pretty easy.